All right, here we are. Another Tripp Advice live. Welcome to the show. Wednesday night here, 7 p.m. Central. And we're back with another interesting topic. One that I feel I've been discussing quite a bit with a lot of guys. I almost want to start off with a little bit of a PSA. I feel like something has come up a lot in my coaching, and it seems to be a very common thing. So if you don't already know, I do coaching. I help guys in terms of getting them on the correct path to getting out there and meeting more women and learning the skills to attract women. And we go through the customized process on how to do that. And I feel like there comes a time when these guys are getting some major results, which is awesome. They get some major results. Here's what happens. What happens is they end up being able to beat approach anxiety. They end up getting to the point where they are successful in getting a woman attracted to them, interested in them. They start going on dates. And the second that they get a date with the woman, the second that they get a second date with a woman, there's some trouble. There's some trouble. Trouble in paradise. And it all comes down to the basic self-esteem of this guy. You see, here's the common scenario. Guy with low self-esteem, nice guy, we'll call him, who doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself, meets pretty girl. Of course, pretty is subjective, right? Each person finds beauty in a different way. But to this guy, she's beautiful. I mean, because that's what we're working on. We're not just having him approach women that he's not interested in, but women that he's very attracted to. And he learns how to attract them. So he meets her, and he says in his mind, he says, this girl is pretty. I'm attracted to her. Therefore, she has value. So he assigns a value to her. And this is something new. This is very hard for a guy to deal with. Okay? I've been in this situation too, where you're so enamored, so attracted, so into this girl. The pedestal is so fucking high that your entire personality changes. You start to become this nice guy. You start to throw out all the stuff that originally got her attracted completely out the window. Okay? And yes, I see everyone in the chat saying hello. Hello, Becky. Welcome back. Hello, Ryan, Wolf, Ambush, Nova, David. Hello. So what happens is they throw out all the principles thinking, well, this is different. This one's different. I found the unicorn, they say. Or at least they're thinking it in their head. Maybe they're not even using that term, the unicorn, but they're thinking, no, this one's different. And the only reason why the guy is thinking that is because he finally got a girl that he's interested in him. Now, I'm going to back up a little bit and tell you a story about myself. Many years ago, I'd say this is maybe about 10 years ago. And by the way, let me know if you can hear me okay. Obviously, if you've been watching the past week, you can see there's a new mic. So always want to hear from you guys if you can hear me okay. So what happened to me was I would meet a girl and I'd get, and this is when I was learning seduction, game, attraction, whatever you want to call it. And I got so excited at the time when I finally would get a girl who I was really into, attracted to me. Man, it felt good, right? It felt really good. It felt so good that when it didn't work out, maybe, after a few dates it fizzled. Maybe she wasn't interested. I was interested, but she wasn't. Whatever happened, I'd get really upset. I bet you've been through that too, right? Like, you get really upset about it. Like, damn, I really like that girl. But what happened was, eventually, after getting over that girl, I'd end up meeting a new girl. And I'd go through the same cycle. And this cycle would happen over and over and over again until maybe like the fifth or sixth time, like kaboom, it hit me. And what hit me was that, wait a minute, every time I get upset and I pedestal this one girl, I always end up meeting another one and another one and another one. And it kept on happening until I finally realized, wait a minute, my mind is tricking me. Hold on one second. Got to turn off my phone here. It's distracting. Okay, so what would happen was I would realize that in my mind, I would create this false view of a woman and idealize her so much. And mainly, and it's funny, right? It's like, how do you idealize? First of all, you shouldn't be idealizing any woman, but let's just be fair for a second. How do you idealize a woman who you barely know? How could you actually get that upset over a woman that you barely even know, who you've only spent such a little time with? It's one thing if you've been with her for years. You really know who she is. You feel more of that loss. But isn't it crazy that we can still feel that loss even knowing someone such a little time? And it's ridiculous. You got to say to yourself, it's ridiculous, right? So you're idealizing these women. And that's what I did until I realized, holy shit, there are so many women out there, i.e. abundance mentality, which a lot of guys don't really understand. And that was when it hit me. That's when true abundance mentality hit me. And now I can say, as I preach from my soapbox, I do have the abundant mindset. Okay, I do know for a fact, it's not like I have to convince myself anymore. I know for a fact that there are so many women that I can connect with, so many women who are beautiful inside and outside. But what happens, and I'm going to go back, if you've been listening to this story, to that one guy who I've been coaching, who ends up getting on that second date, that first date, whatever it may be with that girl, and puts her on the pedestal and idealizes her. And he becomes obsessed to an unhealthy point where he becomes this nice guy. He reverts back to nice guy after I've been teaching him to be more confident. I'm not teaching him to be an asshole, but I'm teaching him to not try to cater to the woman and do everything for the woman, but really, really be more individual, okay? And learn to be comfortable with who you are and not appease a woman in any way. But they revert right back when they see that, wait a minute, I've just assigned this woman value. Dangerous. This is very dangerous. Because then what happens is they end up setting themselves up for hurt. Because they end up being very needy. They get into a scarce mindset. They idealize the woman. They have no idea that there's another woman out there for them. And then this woman starts to become unattracted. It's bad. Okay, very bad. It's dangerous. And what's even more dangerous is this doesn't just happen once. It happens again and again and again. Until you realize, hopefully once and for all, that there's no such thing as a unicorn. I do believe that there are better women that are a match for you than other women. Those are the women that you might be either sleeping with or getting into a relationship with. But if it doesn't work out with one woman, there's always another one around the corner. Okay, so that's my little rant so you can understand. Nice guy is an interesting concept. I'm only using the term nice guy because it's the jargon in this dating advice universe, the PUA universe, dating coaches. This, we use this nice guy a lot, so people know that. It's a shame. It's not really good terminology because it's confusing. Because we have like asshole and then nice guy, right? Two ends of the spectrum. You have asshole and nice guy, but it's not about being nice or mean. It's about, are you displaying masculine traits? The bad boy asshole displays the masculine traits. The nice guy doesn't. So throw out of your head this idea of whether or not you should be a good person or moralistic. This is nothing to do with morals. When I say that, I'm talking about attraction. We call these guys who are not very masculine nice guys because when you're super nice and you're very attentive and you are very agreeable and you just try to appease and do whatever someone wants to do, you're appearing as a nice person. But in that same moment, what's happening is you're letting people walk all over you. You're not really showing your true self. You're not showing yourself as an individual. And so while you're being nice outwardly or in a social situation or with another woman, you're simultaneously showing very, we'll just say, beta type qualities, submissive type qualities, qualities that are not attractive to a woman. What I'm trying to preach on this channel is the idea that you can still be a good person. You don't have to be a dick or the asshole. You can be a good person. However, you still have to be able to stick up for yourself. You still have to exhibit masculine qualities. Does that make sense? You can still be a good person. You don't have to hurt anyone. You don't have to abuse a woman or treat her like shit. You don't have to do that to attract a woman. You can still be a good person, but you have to be able to have your own opinions. You have to be able to have your own life. You have to have an abundant mindset where you're not just catering to the whim of the woman that you are so obsessed with. I mean, turn off. Huge. Huge. So it's about finding that balance. That's the most important thing. This is what I help guys with in terms of coaching. Guys learn this balance. Hopefully by paying attention and joining me every week, you're learning how to create this balance. In some shape or form, I'm teaching this in almost every video. And you kind of got to hear it a lot to really understand it. You really do. And in some shape or another, this is coming out to you in all of the media that I'm putting out. And then when we do coaching, I apply it to you as a person. Okay? So If you want to work on that, by the way, there's a link in the description, coachedbytripp.com. That is where you and I have the chance to work together on this, where you and I can actually take you to a place where you're still a good person, but you're being an attractive man, an alpha male, a masculine man. We teach you how to do that, okay? Coachedbytripp.com is where you can apply for that. Guys who work with me, actually, I'll tell you a story. There's this one guy that I worked with who, man, he had actual clinical social anxiety, very awkward person, had a very hard time talking to me on the phone. And then when we would get him out to go approach a girl, it was not happening, not even close. He'd go out for like hours and it wouldn't happen. After 8 weeks, which is like nothing, after 8 weeks, he was successfully going up to women, flirting with them and getting their number. I mean, I can't even tell you how big of a jump that is. Thank you for the super chat, Onion Man. I really appreciate that. Very nice of you to do that. So if you want to take it to the next level, go to coachedbytripp.com and I will help you. I'm curious to hear from you. Do you think you're the nice guy? Again, let me define nice guy. I don't mean nice. Again, this is the jargon we're using. I don't mean nice like you're a good person. But I mean, are you the guy who changes his personality in a way to appease a woman to get her attracted? Let's just be honest. If you are brave enough, tell us in the chat. Just say yes. Just say the word yes. If this is something that that you know has been something that's been part of your life, at least one time in your life. Maybe you fixed it. Maybe you're no longer that person. Say yes in the chat. Let's hear from you. Guys will like to see that too. Is coaching a replacement for therapy? No, absolutely not. I'm not a therapist. If you have deeper inner wounds from childhood, things like that, then you are going to need to go to an actual therapist. Someone who has a degree in therapy, whether in their master's or doctorate. But therapy is an amazing, amazing compliment. And whenever anyone signs up for coaching, I tell them if you're in therapy, then this is one of the best things you could do, because therapy and my coaching go together very well. Lots of yeses coming up. Adam, Josh, Neg, James, Nova. Wow. Yep. Lots of yeses. Hey, guess what? Me too. Me too. In fact, I still fall into that. If I'm being honest with you, there's times I still fall into that nice guy mindset. You don't want to cause any problems, not just with a girl, but even with your friends. You kind of just want to, you do have a moment where you want to appease someone. You just want to make things easy. You don't want confrontation, things like that. So there's times where I still fall into it, but I always know, I'm always aware of it. I always catch myself. But if I can compare myself to today than I was 10 years ago, night and day. It's like I had my own opinions, but I was afraid to share them. Or I had my interests, but I wouldn't want to share them with the girl I was dating because it's about what she wanted to do. And then you all of a sudden lose this frame, right? You end up just kind of attaching to her life when in reality, and this is big here, listen up to this one, okay? It's about creating here's like the ideal situation, is you create your own life, you create your own world as an independent man. So again, I'm not going to say you need this right now in this instant to be attracting women, but just hear me out. You need to be ideally independent, self-sufficient, living in your own place with no roommates, taking care of yourself, able to feed yourself, able to cook for yourself, know how to deal with money, know how to spend money properly, deal with finances. You need to be working on your career or your purpose. You need to have friends, interests, a lifestyle. You need to create this. If you don't have that right now, don't worry. This is what you strive for. And then when you start dating and you're meeting a woman and you're looking for a relationship, she comes into that. And she joins you. And she has her lifestyle and her interests and her passions and her whatever she does with her life. And you combine the two. By the way, this is hard. What I'm saying right now is difficult. You got to create that. You got to find someone who has also created that. And that's a quality person that you're attracted to. And then you got to combine the two. That's the ideal situation. That's the ideal situation. You work on that. And you don't settle. You don't settle for anyone that isn't awesome because you already have the awesome life. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, this isn't like a mantra where you wake up and you're like, I have an awesome life. I'm awesome. No, like I'm saying, like you got to actually create that in your life. It took me many years to get to that point. Many years to create that. Okay. People are saying the video stopped. Should be good. We still good, guys? Okay, it lagged a little bit. So it looks like we're back. If we're back, just say back in the chat, just so I know. So, there's my thoughts on Nice Guy, creating your own life. I want to hear from you. I'm opening up the lines. If you want to call in, there's the phone number in the description, 310-598-3384. Call me. Let's talk about this. People say it's lagging. Okay. I guess we're back. We're back. Okay. Might have been a little glitch in the matrix. Who knows? Guys, I got a stiff neck. I've been working out a lot lately, and if I look stiff, that's why. So bear with me while I maybe look a little awkward here. So yeah, let's get some questions. Let's get some calls. Lines are open. Looks like we got a caller. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
My name's Ray. I'm calling from California. I'm 21. So there's this girl I've been talking to for a while. I've actually been watching EU for quite some time. My life situation is really tough right now. I kind of don't have the ability to really date a girl right now. We do talk and, here and there. I don't have my license, so I can't drive right now. But, I'm taking care of, my own situation. I know things take time. So the main thing is, let's see. I used to be a nice guy, I felt. I was kind of a little laughing too much. I felt that I was being a bit needy. So I pulled back, and I don't talk to her all the time anymore, just because I, don't want to kind of be pushy or needy. If anything, I feel that I'm not putting enough effort, but at the same time, I know that things do take time because we're both going through a life situation in our own ways. But I know the main important part is my mindset and the way I feel. I know that everything's like temporary.
So let me just interrupt you. So where is it now?
So right now, she she's actually moved out. So she's still here in California. Um, we haven't really went out recently just because of like our situation, but we're still friends, and so we still talk and everything. It's just yeah, I'm just trying not to be needy. So if anything, I feel like I'm not okay. So this is the main thing is I don't want to be so pushy. I don't want to like spill all my feelings for her. Um, I do want to show her that I care for her, but I don't want to like spill out all my feelings and like push her away and make it, like all serious.
So I'm confused. What do you want? Do you want to? What do you want with her?
Basically, I don't know what to do from here because I feel that like she could lose interest because I'm not I guess putting in enough effort, but
Did
I
she
kind of
friend
don't know
zone
what
you?
to do.
Did she friend zone you?
Uh,
Have you
Not
guys have you
really.
guys slept together?
No, we haven't.
Okay. How old are you?
21.
21. Okay. If you haven't slept together, have you guys done anything sexual?
No.
Okay.
No.
So she's been your friend this entire time. Just understand that.
Yes.
If you haven't done anything physical with a woman, she is your friend. That's
Yeah.
it. So you're in the friend zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why don't you try something?
Like what?
Like,
Oh, okay.
go, try,
So
kiss
the
her.
reason the reason I haven't kissed her is because I haven't been able to go out.
Are you in house arrest? Are you just? Oh, you don't have a car.
Yeah, I don't have a car right now.
Okay. Well, this is a big problem. Can you Uber?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So meet up with her, Uber to the place where you guys meet up, hang out, and then kiss her.
Okay.
You're just like,
And
oh,
it, and,
you're just like, okay, simple enough.
and I don't have. Yeah, I don't have to.
Here's the
'Cause,
thing.
like,
Here's the thing,
while I'm
buddy.
on,
You're overthinking all of this. You're tiptoeing.
yeah.
You're tiptoeing. You got to understand that's not how attraction works. Okay? The more and more you tiptoe and don't do anything, you're going to be pushed in the friend zone, which you probably already are. So there's a good chance that you might not even go for it, or you might go for it and she might be like, whoa, what are you doing, pal? What is this? Because when a girl has been hanging out with you so long in this non-sexual context and all of a sudden you try to make it sexual, they're like, what are you doing? So,
Uh-huh.
by the way, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try, because you never know.
Exactly.
There is the chance that she might still be like, he finally did it,
Yeah. Exactly.
but you need to go for it. The longer you don't try to make a move and create a sexual context with this girl, nothing's gonna happen. And there's no talking
Yeah.
about it, and there's no like, do you like me and this and that. Like, that's not how you get to a woman. That's all logical stuff. That's not how attraction works. Attraction is based in emotion and feeling. It's an emotional response. Okay. So
Yeah.
scrap up some change. If you don't already have a job, get one. Make some money. Do something. Get in an Uber. Meet her and go for it. There you go.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. Sometimes it's that simple, but you guys make it so complicated. When I was first learning this stuff, I made it complicated too, only because I didn't really know. And of course, you don't know either, but I didn't know. So what I did was I looked up stuff online, and it made it so much more complicated for me. So I feel like when I was learning this stuff, I had to try to learn how to simplify it to make it easier. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from? What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Hey, Tripp. My name's Nick, calling from Colorado. I'm 21 right now.
Another 21-year-old. Do you have enough money to get an Uber? Do you have a car?
Yeah, so yeah, I have a car now. But
I'm
so
just
going
I'm just
back,
I'm just I'm just teasing out. The last person didn't have a car.
I know I was following all that there. I
And
was
that's
trying to get
okay.
on.
That's okay. And I want to be clear here. I'm not making fun of the guy who doesn't have a car. I'm not making fun of you. You don't. But you got to work on those things. It's gonna be very. You're making it harder on yourself if you don't have your license. You don't have a car. You don't have money. These things are necessary if you want to live your own independent life. You got to work on those things. Very important. All right. What's up, man? What's your
Exactly.
question?
Yeah, mine was actually playing right into that. So, um, I'm still recovering. I had a girl that was first like real serious, and we got too codependent. Ended up moving in together, and it ended really ugly there. And we ended up moving out. She got in trouble, and we ended up going through this cycle where, we would meet back up, we would have sex, we'd be back, and it led me from really going anywhere in my life. And I lost a lot of friends because I was still tied up with her, things like that. So now I'm trying to get my life back together, working on getting my own place again after losing the apartment there, because I left and she lost the apartment. But now I got my own car. I'm trying to hang out
Why
with
did you
friends.
lose the apartment? What does that mean?
So it actually, when I say it ended ugly, it was like domestic ugly.
What is domestic
So
ugly?
yeah, so it was where I was the nice guy at the time and letting little things slide, and she ended up getting really violent.
She got violent with you.
Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah. So then, yeah, we ended up losing it because the cops got involved and she got taken away for domestic violence. Yeah.
You're very lucky that you didn't get taken away for that.
Yeah, I know. I was very lucky. But
Please tell me
after
this question doesn't
we
end
actually still
with
kept in
getting her
touch.
back.
So,
Please tell me this doesn't end with how do I get her back?
no, so it did for a while. We ended up reconnecting and things like that. It was holding me back for a long time. And I finally got to a point where we're not associated anymore, and I've been working on myself. I'm working on getting my own place again. I just got a new car again. So things are looking up. But the thing I called you about, Tripp, it's actually not about girls right now, but it's been tough because I lost a lot of friends being in that toxic relationship, And I've been having a rough time. I feel like I get along well with people, but like at work, school, things like that. But it just seems like I can't ever get people to associate outside of work or extracurricular, like outside.
So you want to make more friends?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at that step. I want to go out, have fun, things like that. And I find that I tried inviting myself, and I find that I'm always inviting myself.
Inviting yourself?
Yeah. So like trying to connect with people. If I'm not invited, I'll go, hey, am I invited? I'll show up. And then now it's getting to the point where I feel like I'm just inviting myself.
So I think it's time to start making new friends. What do you think?
Yeah, and things are just not getting better, and I don't quite understand why.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough. It's possible that maybe you spent so much time away from them due to your situation that, I don't know, you lost them,
Yeah.
It's possible. But,
Yeah.
let me tell you something, man. You're 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you're in a very easy age range to make new friends because you're young, and people who are young have more time to spend with friends. When you get into your late 20s, 30s, and 40s, much harder because people around your age are already kind of settled down, have a girlfriend, have a wife, have kids, things like that. So you're actually in a good place to make some new friends. And you also have a lot of time to do that. Are you in college right now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So,
and see, the thing for me here is I meet people. The place I'm at is very, very bar centric, and I'm not into the bar scene as much.
There's got to be tons of.
So,
where do you go to college?
I'm in Colorado State University in Pueblo.
Okay.
So it's a smaller.
Yeah, but there's got to
college,
be
but
like
most of it here
extracurricular
is
stuff.
more.
There's got to be clubs. There's got to be stuff going on. If I were you, what I would do is this. I want you to write down a list of you for yourself, not right now, but on your own time. I want you to write a list of the things that you're interested in or the things that you might want to try to be interested in. Okay? I want you to try doing those things and try getting into some more hobbies. That's a really great place to meet people. So easy to connect with people on interests rather than just being like, hey, I'm looking for friends. So interests is a really good way to meet people.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is you can make friends in class. You know, so like you can approach guys after class or before class. Ask them a question about the homework. Ask them a question about the class. Start talking to them a little bit. Ask them what they do for fun around campus, things like that. So that kills two birds with one stone. You can learn about what happens around campus, things you might be able to do. Maybe a guy will be nice enough to be like, hey, man, like, come along. I like to do this. You know, people are usually pretty friendly like that. And if not, no big deal. But at the very least, I mean, I think that's a good opportunity for you. Class, interests, hobbies, things like that. Clubs, events, meetups. There's always like events and meetups and things going on around college campus. Like look at the flyers and stuff. It's going to take a little bit of work, but you have a lot of opportunities. So I would use that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think I'm just going to things that I'm not very interested in. It's hard to make connections. Yeah. Okay.
So let's try that. See how it goes. Maybe call in next week and let us know how it's going. Okay.
All right. We'll do, Tripp.
Thanks, man. Sorry to hear about your situation.
All right, thank you.
You can do it. Thank you.
No, you're all good. You guys have a great day.
Bye-bye. Should have brought some water. It's hot in these rhinos. If anyone knows what movie that's from, I will give you a clap and I'll call it your name. It's really hot in these rhinos. That's a deep cut. All right. Lines are open. All right, what's going on? You're on the air. What's your name, age, where are you calling from?
Hi, Tripp. This is Jonathan. I'm 35, and I'm from Tennessee.
What's up, man? What's your question?
I had kind of an experience a couple nights ago after I left work. I walked into a convenience store, and I was just looking around, and then one of the employees, who I've seen several times, so I'm in there all the time, she comes up to me and is kind of joking, like, I knew what you were doing last night. And I was like, what, causing trouble? Or so she, well, what she said was, I was like, what, slept? Unfortunately, not with you. Those were my exact words. And she laughed and kind of walked away. So like I said, I'm in this, this store all the time, so I'm probably going to see her again. I'm just kind of wondering how to, she's not the kind of girl I would find normally attractive, but she's not ugly. She's kind of a plain Jane, you might say. I just kind of wonder how to approach this because, I know what you think about dating someone you work with, but I'm also extending that to people who are working. So
this is someone is this someone you work with or just someone who's a worker that you want to try to take out?
No, I don't work there. I just go to the store frequently.
Cool. So it's really simple. I'm going to give you a line to use, and you're going to use this line because at this point, she's either interested or she's not. So here's the line that you can use since you've already connected with her. Next time you see her, go in there and strike up a little bit of a general conversation. What's going on? How's it going? How's your night? Da-da-da. And then I want you to say, hey, listen, I know this is random. And look her right in the eyes and just kind of say it casually. Like, hey, I know this is random, but why don't we get a drink sometime? Say it just like that. Hey, I know this is random, but why don't we get a drink sometime? And just see what she says. I think that's your best move. That's your best bet. Say just like that in her eyes. Even that alone could be enough for her to be like, whoa, this guy's confident. Sure, I'll do it. Try that. Mm-hmm. And if she's like, oh, no, da-da-da-da, then you give it a shot. Maybe she wasn't interested, to begin with. But at this point, why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. But
sounds a little too easy, right?
What?
Sounds a little too easy.
Sorry, you broke up there.
I said it sounds a little too easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't want to get her in trouble at work or anything, but it's not like she'll never see me.
I mean,
But yeah, that kind of goes into something else I've noticed over the years. Like girls that are more forward like that or I couldn't say this is the case for all of them, but in my experience, is they are just a load of problems. It's one thing after another, and I've seen that several times. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
wait, say that again. What's a load of problems? I missed that.
Like girls that are very forward, the ones that will approach you or just be very, vocal about their intentions or what they feel about you. It seems like many times in my experience, those are girls that have just a long list of issues.
I don't know.
I have seen.
I mean, is that your experience? Like, have you actually experienced that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't tell you.
I don't know if being a nice guy or being
maybe
like a sissy or something. I'm kind of over that.
I think it'd be pretty nice if a woman was more forward and doing all the work. Great. So I say I don't know. I still think you should give it a shot.
I can work on her and see what happens.
So I say just go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even really know her name or anything about her, so it couldn't hurt.
Well, there you go. Only one way to find out. I think it's good practice too, just doing that. But don't make it a habit to just hit on girls who are working. I really think that your best bet to meet women is to go out and do more of like a cold approach and meeting women on the streets and at bars and things like that. It's not good to reinforce in your mindset. It's not good to reinforce in your mindset to like strategize too much over the girl at work, over the girl who's your waitress or works at the convenience store, or the girl at the gym, because that gets into the idealization pedestal situation that I was talking about much earlier when I first started this live, was that when you focus too much on one woman, you're putting her already on the pedestal, like, oh, something different needs to happen with her. It should be just you always being prepared to pick up the girl on the spot. No waiting. Like that's what you want to achieve. Like you want to get to that point where there's no more like, oh, like what do I do next time? Like no. Like know exactly what to do. Be prepared for it and just go for it in that moment. Because a lot of guys will try to will convince themselves not to do it in that moment for whatever reason, and then try to figure out the best way possible. There's no best way. The best way is just to do it. Okay? So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Hope that helps. Take care.
Bye.
I see all your chats, everybody. Becky, you're very popular here. I think that would probably make sense since you're one woman out of 165 here. You guys, you're hilarious. Proximity infatuation, I don't know what that is. Like what, you hang out with a girl so much that eventually she likes you? What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tripp. I'm calling from Brazil.
Okay. Cool, man. What's your question?
Well, I just got the divorce 4 or 5 months ago.
Little hard to hear you. Little hard to hear you. It's muffled.
Let me try that.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, talk to me.
Okay, cool. Well, got divorced about 4 months ago, but I'm doing well, I think, and but I'm much older. I'm 52.
52 or 62?
Yes, 52. 5'2".
Cool.
I was married to a girl who was 18 years younger than me. Was married for 11 years. Well, the question is, do you have any specific tips or ideas for like me, an older person? I think I do well, and I don't. As a tip for your listeners and the people who are listening, I think it always gets better. all the girls that I met throughout my life, they always get better and better and better. And I'm hoping I'll meet a better one even now. But I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Any different? It's a different situation. Do you have any?
Why is your
experience?
situation so different? Because you're older?
Yes, yes.
It's not much different. It's not much different. You can still attract a woman who's younger than you, who's quality. I mean, it's harder for you in the sense where, you know, you're not younger, surrounded by a social circle who's maybe going out all the time. So
Right.
it's going to take you to be a little bit more proactive in the sense to go out and make this happen, but it's still very possible for you. I have a friend who's older than you. He's 56 years old, and he goes out, he meets women. He's meeting women online, he's meeting women in person, and he does very well. I work with men, I coach men in their 50s, and I teach them how to go out, get over their shyness, meet women, attract women, get dates, and have an active dating lifestyle. So it's very possible for you. It's very simple. The formula is put yourself in front of women. So wherever women are in your town, put yourself in front of them, talk to them, flirt with them, seduce them, try to get some numbers. Now you have an active dating life.
Okay.
It's that simple. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't think much about it really. I think I'm doing pretty well actually. The thing about being a nice guy, that's so funny because I was just texting with a girl, and I started liking her, and I noticed that when I start liking somebody or a girl, obviously, I start being a nicer guy, which is kind of stupid. You have to calibrate these things, you know.
And then how's it working out for you when you're the nice guy? How's it working out?
It doesn't work as well as when I'm not.
It doesn't.
Nice.
It doesn't. So
you don't have to be mean, but it's just you sort of relax and don't care much about it. It gets easier when you don't care much about it, you know.
Yeah, that's the biggest point I've been trying to make here is that's where abundant mindset comes in, the abundance mentality. Going out and getting a lot of leads, so to speak, right? Get a lot of leads, a lot of women that you're talking to. Guys get so obsessed with one woman because they really go like one woman at a time. Here's one woman I'm talking to. Here's one woman I'm talking to. Here's the next woman I'm talking to. And the next one. And the next one. So they're forcing themselves into a scarcity mindset because they're all in on one woman. You should be dating multiple women at a time, dating lots of women. And then from there, if one drops off, you're not going to care as much. You're only emotionally attached because it's scarce. Think about it. Like if anything is scarce, what happens? Emotions run high. You're like, oh no, there's none left. There's no water left. You're freaking out.
We always,
right? But when there's an abundance of things,
we always
you're
like
more relaxed.
A little harder, and that's like it just compounds in your mind anyway. So anyway, I think your podcast is great. I've been listening to it for the last couple months. Probably listened to about 50 or more of them.
Awesome.
And,
awesome.
Congratulations. It's really good work you do. Really,
Thanks,
really, really good work.
Thank you very much. He's talking about the How to Talk to Girls podcast. A lot of people don't even know that I have a podcast just because I do so many videos and lives and things like that. But I do have a podcast called How to Talk to Girls. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. 5-year anniversary of that podcast coming up in December. So
okay, cool.
So keep listening, man.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your work. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Awesome. All right. Guys, I know there's some people calling in. I just want to take a quick second to remind you, if you want coaching, if you want my help, if you want to work with me one-on-one, if any of this is helping you at all, and you're feeling like this information is resonating with you and you feel that I can help you, then what I want you to do is I want you to go to coachedbytripp.com. The link is in the description below. I'm also going to put in the chat coachbytripp.com. I have some availability, although it's scarce. There's not an abundance of spots open, so you got to come right now and apply. That's what the application is. Coachedbytripp.com. So go there right now and apply. Keep that link so we can have you apply, and then I'll check it out and read through. And if you're a good fit, I will text you or email you, and you and I will hop on a call and see if coaching is a good fit for you. Coachedbytripp.com. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you're calling from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I think my live is lagging behind a little bit, actually.
No worries, man.
But okay, yeah. I just muted the live, so now I'm just on the phone. But what's up? This is Nick. I'm 19. I'm in Georgia right now. I've called in before.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to call back in now that I'm doing like my first couple weeks of college and all that.
Yeah, man. What's going on? What's your question? I remember you.
Yeah, so I just had a question about social circle game again. So I've been like using what I learned from the videos, making lots of new friends. I've been making sure to go out and all of that. But I'm kind of getting mixed up between like the whole day game, night game, social circle game thing. Like, what exactly am I doing in social circle game? Because it's a night game, go up, introduce yourself, flirt a little bit, yada, yada, yada. But it's like social circle game. I don't really know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I'm kind of just talking.
So what's your question?
So what exactly is like the framework, I guess, for like social circle game? And am I going about it the right way if I'm like, oh, hey, I'm going to approach 100 women on campus and try and be social? Or should I just like try and do it at events and such?
So what social circle game is think about what social circle is. Just a really technical name for your friends. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone says, I met a girl through my social circle, no one really talks like that, by the way. It's just funny. Only nerds like us are using those words. Okay. But if someone ever says, let me say this. If someone says, I met a girl through my friends, how'd you meet that girl? Oh, it was through my friends, or I was out and my friend introduced me to her, whatever. That's social circle. So social circle is synonymous with friend group. Okay? So social circle game, or meeting women through your social circle, is meeting women through your friends. When we talk about creating a social circle, it's kind of like hacking the whole thing. So what a normal dude will do is he'll just kind of like have his friends and hope that he goes to a party with his friends and hope he meets somebody. But what you're going to do is something way cooler, okay? Instead, what you can do is you can just be meeting people out and about, okay? And then just inviting them out and hanging out with them wherever you guys hang out. And once you meet more girls and get numbers and things like that, is you just start to kind of have them hang out with you, invite them to the things that you're going to, and eventually they become your friend, and then you can either maybe hit on them, or you can try to talk to some of the friends that they bring. So it's kind of like all these people surrounding you that are coming to meet you or hang out with you because they already know you. So it's kind of like you're warming up these cold approaches. So that's all it is. It's just meeting people through other people.
Oh, so it's not even like a special type of game. So I can just like show off my natural personality, bring value, make sure I'm flirting with the girls a bit so I don't get lobbed in the friend zone. And even if I do, just use them for social proof, right?
I think so. Like, are you already a social guy? Like, you already just doing stuff and hanging out with people and going out and meeting people all the time?
Yeah. I'm a pretty social guy. I was like, I want to make sure that I do college right, because I didn't do it right in high school. So I'm like, this is going to be like my second chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're going to have more chances than that after this. Trust me. This is not like your last chance. But if you're already a social dude, just keep doing what you're doing. Okay? Don't worry about night game, day game, social circle game, this game, Monopoly game, Twister game. Don't worry about that stuff, okay? Just focus on you doing what you're doing, meeting girls out and about, wherever you're meeting them, and just keep on being social. If you want to really prepare yourself for the real world, just continue to be as social as possible. Meeting people in any avenue, like live your life and do what you're doing. Focus on your schoolwork too. So focus on that.
Oh yeah.
Right? So don't get too distracted.
Yeah,
Focus on
gotta keep
that.
that up. I'm
And just
engineering,
keep
so
being
I'm
social.
I already know.
Okay? That's
Yeah,
it.
I was just a little bit discouraged because, like, so far I've talked to like 25 different women, got them like 25 different numbers, and it's like I think only maybe like 3 of those actually came through. I'm like, so is that just the nature of the game, or am I doing something wrong? Or
Well, that's a lot of numbers. You might be doing something wrong, but then again, there's always something to do. People are ultra social in college, so it's possible that, you know, they just have something better to do and they weren't that interested in your conversation. Who knows? But at this point, I think what you should do is, you know, just keep being social, keep meeting women, keep inviting them out, meet girls at bars, meet girls during the day. You know, just don't try to, like, you know, I don't think you need to systematize this too much like you already are. You know, just
yeah, that's just that engineer in me coming out.
yeah, man, just keep working on just you're focusing. Here's the thing: you're focusing too much on the macro. Focus on the micro. The macro, you're thinking of like the big picture of like the strategy of like what I'm doing with all these different areas. Just continue to do what you're doing. Continue to. Sounds like you're already talking to a lot of women. Do that how you've been doing it, but focus more on how you're doing that and the skill set of you being social and your flirting skills and your conversation skills and entertaining yourself. You know, all those little things that I talk about. So focus more on that. Focus more on that than anything else. And of course, you know, focus on your school, because the thing is if you really want to kill it in the real world, like have a badass career, you know, like do really well at your job and your career. And school, you know, is going to start that off.
I'm trying to be a programmer, man, and these classes are tough, but I'm going to make it.
You're going to make it, man. So don't get too distracted.
All right, thank you. Can I ask you one more situation thing real quick so some other people can get on?
Better hurry. Got 3 minutes left.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So how do you deal with girls that have boyfriends but flirt with you? Like, there's this one girl that's like always touching me and like laughing at my jokes, texting me first, but she has like a boyfriend, and I found that out through a third party. So like, how do you deal with that? Would you even bother with that, or?
I would not bother with that.
Yeah.
I would completely ignore it and be cold. And here's the thing. Here. First of all, you're wasting your time, and you're going to be causing drama if you're going to try to go for a girl who's got a boyfriend. Just like, it's very scarcity mindset. Like, go for a girl who's actually single. Also, the more you ignore her, she's going to become probably more attracted to you. So if she does end up breaking up with her boyfriend, you'll be one of the first guys she probably goes for. So ignore her. You can be friendly and nice to her and be her friend, but like, you know, I mean, not be her friend, like hang out with her alone, but you know, if she's around, you can be friendly, but I would just ignore her and don't take to her flirting. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's all I needed to know, man. Thank you for letting me get on the air again.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling in again. Appreciate it.
All right. See ya. Have a good day.
All right. 2 minutes left, guys. We're killing the calls. They're killed. These lives just go faster and faster. I don't know what it is. It's like these walls, this new studio makes everything go so fast. Guys, if you want coaching, don't forget there is a link down below in the description, coachedbytripp.com. I can help you. If you're over 18, apply today. Let's do some coaching. Let's get on the phone. Let's see if coaching is a good fit for you. Like I said, when I work with guys, it's customized to you and your situation. That's why we get your results, and we get your results fast. Just like the guy I was talking about earlier who had insane clinical social anxiety, and we got him from, I couldn't even imagine talking to a girl, to the point where he is now successfully flirting with girls, talking to them, getting their numbers. It's incredible. So, thanks everyone for being here, for showing up. Don't forget, or you should know, that I look at the chat, so I see you guys. So I appreciate some of you who come all the time. Becky, Onion Man, Ryan G. So for you guys who are joining me every week, it's awesome. Love what we're building here. Thank you guys. We're going to move on here. And I'll see you next week, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central Time. Sound good? Sound good? Sounds good to me. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.